Hello everyone, Luis here again. Today I'm going to talk about this little machine here, the Photomono from Anycubic. I have this printer for almost 2 months now, and it surprises me every time I print with it. It's spoiler alert for this review. It's an incredible machine. I will talk about things that I like most about this printer, things I don't like that much, but hope it will be useful for you, especially for people that are looking for their first machine. I highly recommended that, but let's go over the things that I really enjoy about this printer. The first thing is the price, right? Now this printer, I bought this printer almost 2 months ago for 230 euros, okay, and it was cheap already, in my opinion. But now this machine is being selling on the Anycubic website for $229. So yeah, it's an insane price. I think it's the Christmas sales. So if you are looking for a printer, definitely consider this one. It's for this price. I don't think you are going to find anything else better than this machine, and I will explain why in the next minutes. And during my explanation of things that I like, I will float some pictures of printers that came out of this printer, just for you to have an idea on how good this printer is. It's definitely amazing, okay? But yeah, the first thing is the price. If you are considering a budget printer for you, especially if it's your first resin printer, definitely consider this one. It's a great printer, okay? Second thing I like about this printer is the build quality. For the price, the build quality is very, very fair, okay? It's a very fair build quality for it. You can see by the cover that it's not. I do not feel cheap when I get this cover. It looks nice. It's thick. It's a thick plastic. It fits well on the machine. It's not something that you just put and you need to adjust or anything like that. It fits well. It has a good construction here. It's metal with a good linear rail here. It's not dual rail, but definitely I don't think it's needed for this machine, okay? It has the screen here. The screen is not, there's no protection for the screen, okay? So be careful with that. They need to put the cost on things, right? So in this case, I think some things just they needed to reduce the price. But yeah, it works fine. They have a good tape here protecting the screen, the sides of the screen. It's not electric tape. It's a proper cut tape in the format of the screen. It's plastic here. It's metal on the top. The build plate it's good. It's ionized on the top, so the resin just drip and do not stay here for that long. And the build plate itself, where the print stick, it's sanded. Okay, it comes sanded already. You do not need to do any sanding. Mine is a little bit beaten already, but it's because of the removal of prints, but it not affect at all the print, okay? It works definitely great. The leveling system is the 4 screw leveling system. I've done only once and then never had to get back to it again. It's working perfectly fine since day one. I can count on my fingers how many fails I had with this printer, and all the fails were related to user error. I forgot to put the proper supports or something like that. But in general, the printer it's pretty consistent. Okay, but yeah, the construction it's nice. One thing is the vat is plastic, but it's a good plastic. Okay, it was something that surprised me when I get it for the first time, but it has a fairly good quality. I've been using this vat and did not need to change anything from it since the day one, and yeah, it's a good vat. It has the markings here, a little bit difficult to see the markings, but the markings for maximum to minimum, and the space here for you to pour out the resin. But yeah, it's good. I have no complaints, to be honest, about this one. It's a good vat. But yeah, it has a fairly good build quality, and it comes with very good accessories with it. The spatula, let me get you to show you. It's the best spatula I've got from a printer so far. It's very good. I'm using it, so very nice build construction in what you get from your money. Okay. Another thing that I like a lot about this printing, and it was a surprise for me, is that the printer is fanless, or there is no fan here to cool down the printer, and it's not needed, to be honest. So the cure time is so insanely fast that the screen do not stay on long enough to generate heat, so it's not needed. So the good thing about that is that the printer is super quiet. It's really quiet. You just hear the movement of the build plate going up and down, and that's it. There's no fan, there's no high noise and anything like that. The USB is on the side here. It's something that many people complain, but for me it's fine to be here. The power button also is here on the sides. Okay, but yeah. One of the things that I like most about this printer is the light source. The light source of this thing is insane. Okay, I have other printers here, but none of them can reach the cure time of this little machine here, guys. This machine here, I can print things like this guy here. This guy with this insane level of details was printed with 1.2 seconds of normal exposure time. Yeah, that's it. 1.2 seconds of normal exposure time. That's insane. Okay, I had other printers, 4K small screen printers, the well-known one, and this printer do not get that time. I have other monochrome 2K screen, and also this printer do not get this cure time. So it's insane, the light source. And I will float a picture here to show you how the light source is inside. I took some pictures, I opened the machine to see. And one thing that I like, and I think maybe it helps this printer to have a very strong and good light source, is that they have a wall around the UV array. So that helps to direct the light to the screen. You do not have UV leakage, anything like that. The light needs to go exactly where it needed, which is the screen. Nothing else. So the light source of this thing is something out of this world. And I think it's 30 watts of potency of the UV, and even with that, it's amazing. I can't imagine the other. I think the Mono SE it's even stronger than this one. So yeah. The other thing I really enjoy, but this is not exactly exclusivity of this machine, but of any Cubic machines, is the RERF test. Okay, that it comes on the USB stick. It's the best way to test resin exposure at all in all of the resin printers that I've tested so far. You just hit the print button, put the resin that you want to test, hit the print button, and it will print like 8 of these squares here. Each of these squares with different exposure times. Guys, this is amazing. Come on, right? It's a time saver. You do not need to worry about having to print multiple times to figure out your resin exposure. And the thing is, it starts with 0.8 seconds. In this case here, for this resin, it's not printed, but majority of the other resins, it prints even the 0.8. Not perfect, but prints. And it goes up, I think, 0.4 seconds for each of the squares until reach the 3.6 seconds, which is the square 8. But yeah, fantastic. You just take a look to the prints, check which one has the better result, and that's the exposure time that you will set up for your print. So amazing, fantastic. I do not have words to describe how I like this HERF test. Yeah. Another thing that I like about this printer is the speed. I think the print speed and the reliability of this printer. Again, as I said, I had very few fails with this printer. It's an amazing printer. It works consistently and do not give me that much headaches or anything like that. It's just amazing. I have no words to describe that. And I like the way the printer works. You set the speed, and normally it's insanely high for the 3D printing world, let's say that way. It's like 4 millimeters per minute high lift speed, and lowering speed is like 6 or 8 or something like that. And in the beginning I was a little bit worried about that, but it's clever how this thing works, because in the first initial millimeters of the build plate, it starts to go up. It is really slow. It's definitely really slow and smooth. So I think that prevents the print to have problems or to break the supports or anything like that. But after, I think maybe 1-2 millimeters, I don't know, it just goes up insanely fast. And the same thing is when it's lowering, it goes insanely fast, but when it reach close to the screen, it goes really slow. So that's just clever. It's amazing. I really like how it works. And comparing with other printers that I have, it's really fast. Combining that with the lower exposure time, the printer is just insane. Okay. Another thing that I love about this printer is the print quality. Okay, you've been seeing some pictures already floating throughout the entire video, but guys, come on, this is insane. I posted that on the Anycubic users group and in other groups that I participate in. People just get crazy about how good the prints are. And it's a 2K screen, guys. It's not a 4K. It's not something, there is nothing super incredible about the construction in this print, but it works. It delivers amazing results. It just blows me away every time I took my build plate and with a new print. It's really nice, and it prints also. It prints good, big prints and also small minis. Again, prints floating on above my head here of small prints to show you guys that I'm not lying. It's good for both bigger prints and small prints. Okay, it's incredible. Another thing that it's interesting, and I saw some people complain, is about the plastic vat. I have no problem with it. Okay, the plastic vat is fine for me, but if you do not like the plastic vat, you can just get a regular vat. This vat here is from a TD Shadow of 5.5, and I'm using in it, and it fits perfectly. So if you do not like the plastic vat, if you prefer to get your old Photon vat, or you can buy a Solval vat just to use with it, it's perfect. It fits perfectly. So I think it was a nice touch from Anycubic to give the retro compatibility of the vat for it. But if you want, also you can buy the FAP, the specific FAP for this vat, and they call it easy replacement or something like that, to just get the entire frame and just put the frames here, the frame here with the FAP already installed, and that's it. It gives you options, right? That's amazing. The other thing that I like a lot about this printer is the display here. It displays a lot of information. It's small, of course, but you have a lot of information about what is going on during your print. Okay, I think there are two sub-menus showing all the information related with your print. Again, I do not see that often in other printers that I tested and I had the opportunity to use. So you know the speed, the speed that you set up, and the exposure time, the bottom exposure time. You see all the information needed here on this small screen. Okay, it's just, again, amazing. I love that. That's basically everything that I liked about the machine. There are basically two things that I don't like that much about the printer. The first one is the Photon Workshop. The Photon Workshop, I don't like that software. Come on, it's terrible. I don't like it. So I'm using Litchi for that, and it's been working great. So there is no Chitubox support for that printer or any of the new Anycubic printers. So you need to use or Litchi or the Photon Workshop. Okay, in my case I use Litchi because I love Litchi and I use it for all my printers. So yeah, that's one thing I don't like, Photon Workshop. The other thing is that when you are going to print something here, you put your USB and you already have a lot of things on your USB stick. The new print is always the last one. It not shows you on the first page of the screen. You need to navigate through dozens of pages to reach out to the newest print, to the one that you want to print. So that's something that I really hate on that. So what I try to do is always keep my USB stick empty, and so the print appears on the first page. I do not need to worry about navigate to reach the print, the file that I need. But yeah, basically that's the two only things I don't like about this printer. I really like it. It delivers amazing results, but yeah, aside from those things, the printer is very nice. I believe that anyone looking for an affordable printer, the first printer, something that you can just take out of the box, start to use very easily, this printer will be the one for you. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for watching, thank you for your attention, and if you like the content, please consider to subscribe. Thank you, bye, see you next time.